Today on Judge Faith, a nurse and a dog owner disagree over the injuries caused by a dog bite.
I was riding my bike. The German Shepherd, his dog, jumped and bit me on the lower right leg.
I didn't actually see the dog do anything.
So you're saying the dog didn't bite him?
And later, a parrot breeder comes to court to collect a bird from one of her clients.
She had another batch of babies. The only time I found out about them was when I called her and asked for the birds back.
I noticed that you said that if you lie in court, you lose, and if you perpetuate a fraud in your courtroom, you will be held accountable. And that's exactly what the plaintiff is doing, is perpetuating a fraud.
Sounds like she did what she was supposed to do in terms of what the agreement was.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Cesar Estrada says the defendant was arrogant and showed no compassion when his dog bit him. He's suing for lost wages and pain and suffering. Defendant David Doyan says he doesn't know because Cesar had a small wound on his leg that didn't need special attention and told him he wouldn't take legal action.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Estrada versus Doyan.
Thank you, Juan. Cesar Estrada?
Yes, ma'am.
You were suing the defendant, David Doyan, for $5,000 for lost wages and pain and suffering as a result of a dog bite?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so why don't you tell me what happened?
On April 14, 2014, I was riding my bike going home. And on that day, Mr. Doyan was walking his dog. And when he saw me, he stopped on the walkway and did not move. He just stood there with his dogs. So I don't have any choice except to veer to the left on a little grassy area close to the street. I have a road bike with narrow tires that it will not do good on grass, so I slowed down to the walking pace speed. And when I came adjacent to Mr. Doyan and his dog, the German Shepherd, his dog, jumped and bit me on the lower right leg. I fell on the bike in pain and bleeding, and Mr. Doyan just looked at me and didn't do anything. So I asked Mr. Doyan some information about the dog and about himself, but he bluntly told me that he's not going to give me anything, any information that I could use to sue him for thousands of dollars.
Is that what you said, sir?
No, that's not what I said.
Why don't you tell me what happened, sir? Your
Sure.
version.
Thanks.
Can we pull up a photo of the sidewalk? Do you want to walk over?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, so it was afternoon, like Cesar said. I was walking both my dogs, actually. I have a German Shepherd and I have a Beagle. I was walking them down the street.
They were both on leashes?
They were both on leashes, yeah.
Were you on the sidewalk?
Yes, I was on the sidewalk.
Okay, and did you see him coming?
I saw him coming, and I actually pulled over to the grass area over here. I actually got off the sidewalk and held my dogs. I got Whiskey to sit down, but Snoopy wouldn't sit because he gets a little excited
What
during
location
walks.
do you say you stepped over to?
I was right over here.
When he was passing you by, where was he on the sidewalk?
He was like here. He had all this space right over here to pass, but he decided to come all the way on this side of the sidewalk. And I'm already standing.
Thank you, sir. You can step back over. Finish your testimony.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So I was walking the dogs down the street. He starts coming in with his bike. I move over to the side. You know, usually, especially because I got a canine, if I see a bike coming in, I pull off to the side. I want to give the guy as much space to pass.
Have your dogs bit anyone in the past?
Never. They're very docile dogs and never bit anybody.
So that's Whiskey that you actually had to sit down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whiskey's a good sitter, see?
So what happens? He passes by, you say he's too close, and what happens?
I had him off to the side. I noticed him coming in very close.
I got that.
And I'm trying to pull him back as much as I can. I didn't actually see the dog do anything.
You didn't see him do anything?
I didn't see him do anything.
He's sitting right next to you.
I was actually looking at Cesar. I was looking at Cesar pass.
You don't see your dog move forward at all?
My dog didn't lunge forward the way he's
So you're saying the
describing.
dog didn't bite him?
Coming up, how bad was the bite?
He came back, he's like, your dog bit me, and there's just a little drop of blood coming down. I'm like, oh man. So we stopped.
How do you think that happened?
And later, a broken agreement between bird owners.
You gave her these birds. It was 3 of them
Yeah.
to take care of, and you said all you wanted in exchange was a baby from one of the grays.
She misunderstood. I wanted a baby for each bird.
That's not true.
Plaintiff Cesar Estrada says the dog bite caused him to miss work. He's suing for lost wages and pain and suffering. Defendant David Doyan says he doesn't know because Cesar startled his dog, and the injury wasn't that big of a deal.
So he passes by on the bike. What happens?
He basically passed by and he came to a stop and he came back. He's like, you know, your dog bit me. And I'm like, and I looked down and I noticed that on his leg, he has a little spot on his leg, and there's just a little drop of blood coming down, one little spot on his leg and a little bit of drop. I'm like, oh man. So we stopped.
How do you think that happened?
I'm not saying that the dog didn't bite him. All I'm saying is I wasn't looking at the dog. But the dog didn't lunge forward or anything like that. I had the dog sitting the whole time, even after he passed, but he was so close, I couldn't pull the dog any further away from him.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure what more I could have done, basically, to avoid contact if that's what happened, because I couldn't get any further away. And in the meantime, there's a neighbor over there who was actually watering his lawn. And he came over, he offered a Band-Aid to Cesar. Actually, I have some pictures and a video of this too, but the neighbor then offered even a little bit of tape to cover around the Band-Aid because Cesar was gonna ride his bike home.
Did he get on his bicycle and keep going
Oh
after
yeah,
that?
absolutely, he was
okay,
fine.
and about how long did the 2 of you have a discussion?
We talked for about 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay, so you get on your bicycle and you continue to go home. What was your injury?
The injury is a deep wound, about 1/4 of an inch.
Almost like a fang punctured your leg.
Punctured wound, yes.
Puncture wound. When did you go to the hospital?
The same day on the night.
Okay, and did you have medical expenses, out-of-pocket medical expenses?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a nurse, ma'am.
Oh, you're a nurse. Okay, so you work at a hospital full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, your insurance paid this.
Yes.
So, okay, you don't have any out-of-pocket medical expenses. Your insurance covered it all?
Just the dressing kit, which I have to buy,
What is that, $10?
134 because it's for 10 days until the wound healed.
Okay, do you have proof that you bought that and you paid for that?
Didn't have the receipt, ma'am. I didn't keep it.
You didn't keep the receipt?
No.
Earlier in your testimony, you told me that he told you right there at the scene that he didn't want to give you his contact information because he said he didn't want to be sued for thousands of dollars.
Yes.
You had that conversation with him?
Yes, ma'am.
And so at that moment, a lawsuit has already been brought up and you don't keep your receipt for out-of-pocket medical
No.
expenses? I believe your dog bit him, just so you know. And you're in a state where it's strict liability, so you're responsible for his out-of-pocket medical expenses. I'm just trying to figure out what your damages actually are, sir. You're suing for over $2,000, lost time from work, $2,000 for your injury and for pain and suffering. How many days of work did you miss?
I missed three days, ma'am.
3 days of work. And where's your proof of that, sir?
I don't have it with me.
Okay. You knew you were coming to court today?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You knew you weren't going to the beach in Los Angeles, right?
I do.
The only medical bill you have is this $314 medical bill?
Yes, ma'am.
And your insurance covered that?
Your Honor?
You wanted to say something, sir?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. I want to mention that I actually have a video of the event. I asked him if I could shoot, and he said, yeah, go ahead. And I went ahead and I took a video of the event.
Do you did you submit that to court?
Yes, I did. It's
okay,
actually available.
I'll see it.
That's what happened. There's a little fight right there.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, you know, it's just painful, that's all, right? I mean, because the leg is full of, this got a lot of vein. Legs always have a lot of vein. And that's only a vein. It's not even an artery or anything.
Okay,
There
so
it
it
is.
sounds like you were saying it's only a vein?
Well, at the time, I did not feel much of the pain because it just happened. After a few days, you would feel the pain. Every time I dress it, I'm in pain. I dress the wound. I dress it myself.
Okay, you have no proof whatsoever that you missed a single day of work.
No, ma'am, not with me.
I can't order you lost wages without proof that you missed work. I can't order him to pay you for $114 for a medical kit if you don't have proof that that's how much you paid for it. How do I know your insurance didn't cover that? You have the burden of proof here. You brought this lawsuit, sir. This is totally up to you to come to court and prove your case.
Yeah.
And if you came to court and had evidence to show that you paid out-of-pocket medical bills and you missed 3 days of work, then I would award a judgment in your favor. But you don't have any of that. But because I do find you liable for this dog bite. And I know it's not a pleasant experience, but you're certainly not going to get the thousands of dollars you asked for, sir. Judgment in this case is in your favor. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $250 for pain and suffering.
It's not fair to just get that amount of money, a little amount of money for pain and suffering. I did suffer pain, and $240, that's not gonna cut it.
Lying about what happened in the case is one thing, but then showing up to court unprepared is another. So I'm happy about the outcome.
Plaintiff Amy McDaniel says the defendant verbally agreed to give her a pair of baby birds. She's suing for the value of her birds. Defendant Rizzo says she doesn't owe any money because Amy has twice refused her offer of baby birds, and the agreement has been broken.
I see we have a visitor in the courtroom today.
We do.
Okay. Amy McDaniel,
Yes, Your Honor.
you were suing the defendant Rizzo
Yes, ma'am.
for $6,070, the value of birds you say you gave her?
Yes.
Okay, why don't we start from the beginning? You tell me what's going on here.
Well, I met Lori through my daughter. They were both teachers at the same school. I gave bird shows at the schools to teach kids about exotic birds.
How did you get started in having exotic birds as pets?
I bought one bird because I fell in love with it, and as you go along, you want more birds.
Okay.
Ended
What's
up
the most you've ever had at one time?
100 plus.
At your home?
Yes.
Wow. And so the two of you meet and you become interested in exotic birds as well?
Yes, and actually, just to add on to what she had said, my children and stepchildren actually worked at her previous home in exchange for this particular bird as well as a few others.
Okay, what kind of bird is that?
This is an African ringneck parrot.
How much does a bird like this cost? I'm just curious.
Probably 250.
So, Ms. McDaniel, you're suing over two birds in particular you gave the defendant. Tell me about your lawsuit.
In 2013, I was sick, and in 2014, I had two batches of babies, one of the African grays and one yellow-naped Amazon. And the agreement was that she feed those babies for me. The Amazon she gave back to me because I had it sold, and she kept the other baby gray. And that was the agreement that
That's not true.
Coming up on Judge Faith, was the verbal contract to provide a baby bird binding?
It's my understanding that in this state, any agreement between two parties where there's a value of
Are you an
property
attorney?
greater than 500, that it has to be in writing. There's no such contract here.
Plaintiff Amy McDaniel says Lori refused to honor their verbal agreement. She's suing for the value of her birds. Defendant Rizzo says she doesn't owe because Amy broke the agreement by refusing to take the birds.
So in 2013, you have knee replacement surgery, right?
Right.
Okay, and then in 2014, you said that things got bad with your legs and feet, and you gave Lori some birds to watch during that time period
take care
because you
of.
weren't able to hand feed them. Then in May of 2014, you said that you gave Lori two African gray birds, a mother, a dad, two babies, to take to her home and watch and take care of.
Yes.
In exchange for that, you said all you wanted was one of the babies from the African grays. So she was supposed to keep these birds, right? And just give you one of the babies?
Right, but not one of the babies. She misunderstood.
Okay, well, let me just explain the original agreement. You gave her these birds. It was three of them to take care of, and you said all you wanted in exchange was a baby from one of the grays. So what ends up happening? How did you get these birds?
First of all, Your Honor, I noticed that you said that if you lie in court, you lose, and if you perpetuate a fraud in your courtroom, you will be held accountable. And that's exactly what the plaintiff is doing, is perpetuating a fraud. This is a frivolous lawsuit. She hasn't even established a cause of action for which she can bring this suit here today. And she's not even being honest. The facts are not even straight. First of all, I have a cell phone bill to show when she reached out to me in May of 2014, at which point she said, you know, I can't handle all this feeding anymore. I have a favor to ask of you. I have a baby African gray and a baby yellow nape that needs finished hand-fed out. In exchange, I'm going to give you the African gray pair. And I hand-fed out the baby African gray, which was returned to her, and the baby yellow nape, which was given directly to the purchaser. And then all she wanted back in exchange was a baby African gray whenever that pair produced.
Do the grays have a baby?
What happened is, yes, they had their first clutch, which was only one baby survived. I offered her that baby. She refused that baby, said that it wasn't a good time for her.
Is that true, ma'am?
I was still sick. I still could not take care of them.
Okay.
Then there was a second baby that she was offered, and she didn't want that one because it was most likely a male. And per her, females make better pets. She preferred a female.
Is that true as well?
That's not exactly true. It was mean. And you can't sell a
How do you
mean
know
bird.
it was mean? Did you come
You
to my
told
house
me.
and handle it?
Don't interrupt her, let her talk.
It sounds like she did what she was supposed to do in terms of what the agreement was.
But
it just
she-
wasn't a convenient time for you.
She had another batch of babies, which she didn't tell me about. The only time I found out about them was when I called her and asked for the birds back.
Did you ever tell her that the grays had babies a third time?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, and I
So
have
I
text
have-
and I have text message
I have a
exchanges.
text-
Let me see the text messages.
To show
I'm just
you,
curious.
Your Honor, she felt like these birds are doing well for me, so now she wants them back, and
I want to see the phone.
she felt like she didn't get the better part of the deal.
I have a text message that said she would tell me when they hatched.
Well, I think she did tell you twice.
Thank you.
But the third time, she didn't.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
If I accept your testimony, at least twice she's tried to give you a baby, which is all you wanted as a part of this agreement.
No, she misunderstood. I wanted a baby for each bird.
But could I point out, Your Honor, it's my understanding that in this state, any agreement between two parties where there's a value of
Are you an
property
attorney?
greater than 500, that it has to be in writing. There's no such contract here, therefore nothing's enforceable.
Well, that's not true. You can make an oral contract for $50 as long as there's consideration. It will be enforced.
Okay, well, the consideration
Don't
is
argue with me. Don't argue with me.
Okay.
Your understanding of the law is wrong.
Okay.
Another piece of evidence you submitted to the court, Ms. McDaniel, these are text message conversations. You write to her, a part of the agreement was that I was supposed to get a gray back. That's pretty clear that you said that you wanted to get a gray back, one single bird. Twice, by both of your accounts, the defendant tried to give you a baby gray back. And it was sort of like in the conversation, yeah, I'm gonna give you all of these things, but there's one thing I do want. I just wanna have a baby gray back, but you can have these birds. That appears to me to be the gist of the conversation that the two of you had. You're suing to get the birds that you gave her back. I just don't find that you've proven, A, that there was a real solid contract in place. B, I don't find that she breached any agreement. I think the defendant made efforts to give you a baby gray back. I think your lawsuit is unfounded. Judgment in this case is for the defendant.
I don't know whether she'll give me a baby gray back or the eclectus. She said she'd give me the eclectus back, but I guess if it's ruled in her favor, I don't know what she'll do.
If she still expects me to uphold the verbal agreement that we had, then yes, I would provide her with a baby.
Today on Judge Faith, a terrifying car crash on the streets of San Francisco ends in a dispute between drivers.
Windows come down, people start screaming. We have no idea what happened. It could have been a terrorist attack for all we know.
I wasn't drag racing. I was just driving my car carefully.
I hope you wouldn't be driving around doing something as irresponsible and stupid as drag racing on the streets of San Francisco.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Petra Oster-Milner says the defendant was drag racing and lost control, causing him to crash into her parked car. She's suing for a totaled vehicle. Defendant Carnell Hickman-Butler says the accident wasn't his fault and he owes nothing because a pothole caused him to lose control of his car.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Oster-Milner versus Hickman-Butler.
Thank you, Juan. Petra Oster-Milner?
Yes.
You were suing the defendant, Carnell Hickman-Butler.
Yes, Your Honor.
For $10,000, you say he owes you for totaling your vehicle in an accident?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you understand the statutory maximum in my courtroom is $5,000?
Yes, I've been
Okay, so why don't we start from the beginning? I understand that this was a pretty serious accident that happened with your car. What day did this take place?
Yes, on December 6th, I was downtown San Francisco with a friend inside a wine bar. And we're sitting there chatting away, and suddenly a huge crash occurs right behind our backs. I turn around, and the whole windows are shattered of the bar we're sitting in. I look outside, and I see my car that I just bought 6 months ago in pieces. I could not believe what just happened.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Honda Civic.
What year?
I just bought it from a coworker. It was a 2008 with only 80,000 miles. So I bought it for $10,000 cash down.
So you're sitting in the wine bar and you hear this crash and the windows in the wine bar, the glass actually shattered?
Windows come down, people start screaming. We have no idea what happened. It could have been a terrorist attack for all we know. So I run outside, I immediately start filming. I have photos right here if I may show you.
Yes, one.
The heaviness of the accident. There were a total of 3 cars involved.
Thank you.
And I start running outside.
Wow, which one of these is your car?
The Honda Civic right here is my car.
Okay.
This is the defendant's car, and this is a Toyota SUV that was also parked right behind my car.
Okay.
Both cars were completely totaled, and I was actually standing in that spot right before, 5 minutes before it happened, talking on the phone. I could have died that night. Both cars were smashed in, business windows came down, and no drivers to be seen anywhere.
So when you came outside, he was not in the car?
No, I approached the crime scene, immediately filming, and there was nobody on the scene.
Okay, you can walk back over, please, thank you. And what time of night was this?
This happened at 9:30 p.m.
9:30, okay.
Objection, Your Honor.
Well, sir, she hasn't even...
You gotta let her talk.
How do you even know what she's talking about?
Lack of evidence.
How do you even know what she's talking about yet? You're already objecting? I can't wait to hear your side of this. Trust me.
Okay, Your Honor.
You will have plenty of time to speak on this today, okay?
Okay.
But I want to hear her version, and then I'm coming directly to you to hear your side of how this all happened, okay?
Okay.
And I understand you also submitted video from the scene?
Yes, there's a video that I immediately filmed when
Let me take a look
it
at that.
occurred. I'm so shaken right now. Are you okay? Where's she? Right there. So you can see there are no drivers. I approached the crime scene, and I'm wondering where are the people involved in this accident.
So what happened? How did you end up finding the defendant?
Well, I interviewed some witnesses, and as you can see on this police report right here, there are statements that apparently there was a drag race.
No. I will look at the police report. I understand you submitted that in evidence, but I want to know from your own eyes and ears that night how you were able to make the connection to the defendant.
So after the accident occurred and I received the police report, I looked the defendant up on Facebook.
So that night, you never saw him at the scene of the accident?
No.
And how long were you there at the scene?
I was at the scene for about an hour and a half dealing with
And you
everything.
never saw him at the scene of the accident
No,
that night?
This is actually the first time I just made eye contact with him.
Okay, and so how do you know this is the right person standing in front of me today?
A funny thing happened that moment. As the accident happened, people started, of course, circling around the crime scene, and
Well, it's an accident scene. It's not a criminal case.
okay.
Okay.
As the accident scene starts building up with an audience around it, suddenly I see a stranger working himself through the crowd, approaching the trunk. At that point, I'm looking at the scenario thinking it's some homeless guy trying to steal something take an opportunity from the situation. So I start screaming like, hey, and I get the crowd involved. People start noticing, and guys in the crowd start wrestling defendant down.
I'm trying to understand this because you told me earlier today is the first time you're laying eyes on him.
I saw him for the first time that night, but I first made eye contact with him today.
Okay, that's the distinction you're making. You're making eye contact with him today.
Yes. I saw him that
But you
evening.
did see him that night at the scene.
Of course.
Okay, so I have one question for you.
Yes.
How long were you at the scene before you say the defendant appears?
10 minutes.
Okay, Mr. Butler,
Yes, Your Honor.
is that your car in the photo, in the video?
Yes, that is my car.
That is your car, and it
Yes.
was involved in the accident that night?
Yes, it
And were
was
you
involved.
driving that car, sir?
Yes, I was driving
Okay,
that
tell
car.
me what happened.
Okay, so there was no drag racing whatsoever, any form or fashion.
Okay,
So my tire
put your papers down.
My tire was slowly leaking air, and this was prior to the whole situation, before anything transpired. I just got off of work and noticed my tire was leaking air. So I took it to the shop to get the tire changed
What time did you take the car to the shop?
between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. So in the midst of doing that, I talked to the people in the shop, and they tell me that my tire has a security lug nut on it from the manufacturer of the car company, Acura. So that special lug nut corresponds to the year and model of that car. So
Okay, and so you weren't able to get the part you needed that day to make
Right.
the repair. So what, you go directly home and park the car?
I went to the gas station to put air in my tire because they wouldn't allow me to change my tire.
Okay,
So after I went to the gas station, I just figured if I drive carefully, that nothing will happen to my car. I pretty much could just keep putting air in my tire and everything will be okay.
so what happened at 9:30 that night?
Coming up, the excuses about the cause of the accident escalate.
I'm just trying to get to your defense as to why you're not responsible for this accident.
I didn't know I was gonna hit this pothole.
Who's responsible, the city?
Plaintiff Petra Oster-Milner says Cardinal is at fault for the accident that destroyed her car. She's suing for a totaled vehicle. Defendant Cardinal Hickman-Butler says he owes nothing because the accident wasn't his fault.
Sir, tell me how the accident happened.
Okay, I'm driving up the street and it just got done raining heavily. And as I'm about to approach the stoplight,
How fast were you driving?
between 30 and 35 miles per hour.
Okay.
Yeah. And as I approached the stoplight, I was about to stop, but my car hit a pothole before I could stop, before I even hit the brake.
So you were slowing down to
Yeah,
stop.
Yeah, before I stopped at a complete
So
stop.
you were going even slower than 30 to 35 miles per hour.
Yeah, a little bit slower.
And you hit a
But as I
pothole.
approached the pothole, I was going 30 to 35. So once I hit the pothole, my back tire popped, and the car started to hydroplane.
Okay.
And as soon as the car hydroplaned, I just had a sudden reflex, and it made me turn the wheel the wrong way due to panic and fear. So by me turning the wheel the wrong way, it went in the direction of the parked cars instead of turning it or just letting the wheel turn itself.
Okay, and so that happens, and then what do you do after you hit the cars? What do you do?
Well, after I hit the car, I sit in the car for a second because my mind is just in a daze. I'm seeing stars.
What do you do when you get out of the car?
As soon as I get out the car, I sat down on the curb between some cars across the street. And I just sat there, and I was bleeding for a while, just sitting there.
Were you injured?
Yes, I
How?
was injured. My head was injured, and my arm and my leg was injured.
So this is a one-car accident. Your car hits parked cars, right? No other driving cars. Your car hits parked cars.
Right.
They're total. Do you have insurance on your car?
Yes, I do have insurance on the car.
No, not do. Did you, the night of this accident back in December,
yes,
you were
did.
insured?
I had insurance due to my understanding of insurance, but...
Well, no, it's not your understanding of insurance. Did you have insurance or not?
Yes, I did.
You either had it or you did not.
I did, but they said I didn't.
Who's they? The insurance company?
Yeah, because they merged over and changed it.
Okay, so you say you did. You understand it matters what they say, right? They're the insurance company?
Right.
You did not have insurance.
Right.
So you're driving a car that you know has an issue. You found out at 4:15 that afternoon. You just told me, 4:15 that afternoon you were at the shop. There's an issue with the car. But in your mind, you decide, I'm going to drive slowly, right, around the city, although it's raining. As you said, heavily. You've decided to drive around slowly for the rest of the night because in your mind, hey, the car has an issue, but as long as I drive around slowly while it's heavily raining, I should be good.
Well, Your Honor, I didn't know I was going to hit this pothole.
Say this.
I didn't know I was going to hit this pothole.
May I see that?
I had no idea,
sir,
that this was in the street. No one.
Is this your evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
A photo of a pothole. I don't know where this is, what street this is on. I don't know what city this is in. You could have gotten this off of Google for all I know. Is this your best evidence of a pothole that you hit that night?
That's the pothole that I hit, Your Honor.
I'm just trying to get to your defense as to why you're not responsible for this accident. You're telling me because of the pothole, who's responsible, the city?
Yes, and the manufacturing company.
Did you take this up with the city?
Yes, I did. I filed the claim right here, but
let me see that. How's that working out for you?
No one haven't got back to me yet because of some issues with my correspondence. I think I need to send it priority mail or it's...
Well, sir, no one's gotten back to you yet because you just filed this claim 3 days ago.
Right.
This accident happened back in December. So you just filed this claim with the city after you knew you were coming to court on this case.
Right.
You filed this claim with the city in anticipation of litigation. Manufactured evidence is trash.
Right.
Because if you really thought the city was responsible, you would have filed this back in December, not 6 months later.
I had to get some legal advice from my lawyer. I wasn't aware that I could file a claim. So I just got word 3 days before the court, before any type of planning to go to court about this.
No, you've been defending this case since it happened back in December.
No, I haven't. I haven't been
Yes,
defending.
you have. You knew that she was holding you responsible for the damages to her car back in December.
I didn't know. I never received no paperwork.
And then you come into court to tell me that this is your proof that the city is responsible, that you filed a claim with them 3 days ago.
Coming up on Judge Faith, the defendant's drag racing denial is called into question.
You have an excuse for the accident that you hit this pothole going 30 miles an hour and that's what caused that kind of damage and carnage. I don't buy it for a second.
Plaintiff Petra Oster-Milner says Carnell was driving recklessly and crashed into her parked car. She's suing for a totaled vehicle. Defendant Carnell Hickman-Butler says the accident wasn't his fault and that the city of San Francisco should pay for the damage.
You know, let's back up for a second. I want to hear the allegation. What is the allegation of drag racing that he so passionately defends before I ever even get to talk about it? What is the drag racing allegation?
2 cars were chasing each other on a one-way street.
Did you see this?
I interviewed people. I did not see it. But I have a
You
police
interviewed other
report.
people. That's hearsay, but I want to hear, I'm just curious, what did they say?
Yes,
because the pothole story doesn't make any sense, just so you know.
And may I just point out that in the video, there's no wet streets to be seen.
Well, according to the police report, it had rained earlier that day, but it wasn't raining at the time of the accident.
Correct,
but
Your Honor.
you interviewed people at the scene, and they told you what?
I interviewed a guy and he said, yeah, I just saw 2 cars chasing each other going up the street on a one-way super fast, and suddenly one guy spins out of control, hits the other, and they start getting out of the car and running. That was the story.
And did you get a statement from this, a written statement from this witness?
Yes, I filmed one of the witnesses. Unfortunately, I had erased that statement, but the police interviewed the same person afterwards as in the report.
Were you drag racing?
No, I was not drag racing.
Were you riding with a friend that night?
No, I was by myself. I have no...
Was there another friend, was there another car?
No, there was no
that
cars.
you know of, a person with you on the street that night?
No, I was the only car going up the street at that time that crashed.
How old are you?
26.
Do you have children?
Yep.
How many children do you have?
Got 2.
How old are they?
4 and 3.
Because I would hope that someone in your position that's taken on the responsibility of being a father to 2 young kids, I hope you wouldn't be driving around doing something as irresponsible and stupid as drag racing on the streets of San Francisco. Why are you looking down? Look at me.
It was raining. I wasn't drag racing. I was just driving my car carefully.
Yeah, you driving a car carefully that you shouldn't have been driving because you're not insured. And you have an excuse for that too. You have an excuse as to why you were driving your car knowing that there was an issue with your tire. You have an excuse for that. You have an excuse for driving with no insurance. You have an excuse for the accident that you hit this pothole going 30 miles an hour, and that's what caused that kind of damage and carnage on the sidewalk in the street that night. I don't buy it. And then you come in here with this paper that you filed 3 days ago against the city of San Francisco. You're not gonna sue the city and get any money from the city, just so you know.
I understand that the defendant has a family and has to take care of things, so I offered to negotiate in a letter to him, and I didn't hear back from him. I was willing to work around things, but having to deal with the damages and then being even reprimanded by the body shop owner who's telling me that I now owe him $1,500 for parking a damaged car at his lot, everything just, it was intense. I had saved up for this quite a long time. I put $10,000 down because this was a purchase going towards my design business, and I needed a car to visit clients.
And your insurance didn't cover?
No,
his
that's
loss?
the fact that I received no money. In one night, I lost $10,000.
Why?
I wish I'd just gone to Vegas with it.
Why didn't your insurance cover the car?
I felt really tricked by my insurance because they would have covered me for bodily injury if I would have been in the car, but since the car was parked, I didn't receive anything.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. There are 2 issues. There's the issue of liability and there's the issue of damages. You have stood before me this entire case and you have admitted to nothing. You've made no concessions whatsoever despite the damage you've caused, not only to yourself and your selfish actions that night, driving around in those conditions with no insurance, but also to the other people involved. So on the issue of liability, I find that you are responsible. On the issue of damages, I find you're responsible for more than the statutory maximum that this court allows. I can only award you $5,000. You should be getting more, but that's the statutory maximum. As a parent of 2 young children, how are you making these kind of irresponsible decisions at this point in your life? You've decided to bring 2 lives in this world that you're taking care of, and you have to show them the way? How are you gonna do that?
Easy.
If you don't start making better choices for yourself. It's not that easy.
I did
because you're not doing
everything I had
it.
to do.
$5,000 judgment for the plaintiff.
Having money taken from you in one night through such a quick instance with someone irresponsible to have a car and not have insurance, I just don't understand.
The plaintiff really feel like I put her at a loss, which I really didn't. It was just an unfortunate event. What can I say?
Today on Judge Faith, childhood friends reunite on social media only to discover they made better Facebook friends than real-life lovers.
I'm not a bitter ex-girlfriend. I wanted my money, period, point blank.
So when a brother comes to take a woman and they spend $30, $45, that's almost half a light bill.
So you feel that you spent a lot of money on her in this relationship, so why in the world is she still holding you to this $1,000 when you spent far more than that whining and dining her?
And later, brothers-in-law battle over the due date of an unpaid loan.
My husband, we want the money back. And he comes over to my house, bringing Grey Goose and new clothes and everything else. We thought we were giving him a short-term loan.
I was talking to my brother, and I expressed him that I wanted to move out from my old place. He gave me the money.
So what did you do with the money if you didn't use it to move?
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Frankie Dorn says her ex-boyfriend asked for a loan to pay off urgent bills, but instead used the money to buy a car. She's suing for 2 unpaid loans. Defendant Christopher Davis says he doesn't owe any money because they were in a relationship, and part of that deal was they shared expenses as a couple.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Dorns versus Davis.
Thank you, Juan. Frankie Dorns,
Yes.
you are suing the defendant, Christopher Davis,
Yes.
for $1,700 you say he owes you for unpaid loans.
Yes.
And as I understand it, Mr. Davis is your ex-boyfriend?
Yes.
When did the two of you start dating? How did you meet?
I've been knowing Christopher all his life, basically. We have a mutual family member, but we're not blood related at all.
What do you mean by mutual family member?
My sister is his aunt, but we're not related. I have a half-sister.
Okay.
And,
So you kind of grew up around each other?
Yes.
And when did you, why are you laughing at?
I was just looking at admiring how you look, because you look just like you look. Thanks.
Sir, Mr. Davis, isn't this why you in court right now? This is part of the problem.
It was just that maybe they don't know why I said that. It's because you was Miss Louisiana in 2000, and then you went to be Miss Universe.
Okay, Mr. Davis, you did your homework. I understand. You did your homework. I appreciate that. See, you try to get brownie points, Juan. You see what I'm saying? All right, Mr. Davis, I hear you. You read the Wikipedia article. That's what you're telling me. All right. So now tell me about your case. So when did the two of you start dating?
When I went on the road, I worked for a crew that go on the road. We fix up and repair barns and stuff like that. Since I was up there and had nobody to associate with, didn't know.
Up where?
Up in Ohio.
Okay.
She was on my Facebook. She contacted me, and I told her to come through, and we can go hang out and stuff like that, catch back up on old times. And
So she sent you a private message on Facebook, and that's how it all started?
Yes. It wasn't like private, but it was like a post that's telling me, you come to Ohio, this is where I'm at.
Okay.
And then the conversation went on from there.
It's all about the social media connections.
Yeah, social comedians.
So the two of you dated, it didn't work out, but what happened?
he didn't repay me my money. And
That's why the two of you broke
started
up?
to deteriorate over money.
Okay, how would you describe the relationship when the two of you lived together?
She did at the time, it was a seasonal job, and my boss had made a lot of money, so he didn't want to go out for the winter. Mm-hmm. So we had, after this winter storm, it had created a leak up under my house.
Mm-hmm. This is in South Carolina?
Fixed. Yes, ma'am. I thought it was fixed, but it wasn't. Obviously, one of the pipes was still loose, and it caused my water bill to go up. So I asked her, could I borrow $700 from her? Because when we was in Ohio, I took her out to nice places. I did nice things for her. You know, all on my expense, you know? I bought her clothes.
Of course, you're dating, so you're paying for dates, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what
That's usually what a lot of guys do, the good ones anyway.
Coming up, are the exes really over or just finding reasons to reconnect?
Do you still care for him?
I do a little bit.
Are you happy because you're in the same room with him again?
I say how sure she is, you know?
And later, a husband brings his brother-in-law to court after he misses the deadline to pay back a loan.
So I'm thinking he's going to be moving in December.
You're saying he agreed to pay you back?
Yes, he agreed to pay me back, yes.
When?
Once he, make a little money, then he'll pay me back the money.
Why didn't you move into the new place? What's the reasoning?
Plaintiff Frankie Dorn says Christopher promised to pay her back. She's suing for 2 unpaid loans. Defendant Christopher Davis says he doesn't know because Frankie was his girlfriend, and that's what couples do.
So we're here because she said that you borrowed $1,000 at one point and $700. Now he's telling me about the $700, but what about this car, this $1,000 for a car?
He had got a job offer in another state, and he decided that he wasn't going to take the job, that he was going to stay local and purchase a car instead.
The money was supposed to be for what?
The money was supposed to be used basically to help him, survive until his income started rolling in with the job offer in Georgia.
Besides money, did you actually have a good relationship with the defendant?
Off and on, off and on.
Do you still care for him?
I do a little bit, yeah.
You
I do.
look like you do. Are you happy because you're in the same room with him again?
I don't know about that.
That's how short she is.
What's your defense for not paying her the $1,000 for the car?
I mean, she
usually when you start off with "I mean," it's not a good sign.
Yes, I mean, I just don't feel like I owe her because for the simple fact, once we moved in together, I treated her nice, I mean, we was in a relationship. I feel like that should have been brushed off. And that we should have, just moved forward, because, I mean, we go to a restaurant, I pay for it, I buy her clothes. I mean, we was in a relationship. I mean, why should I have to
So you feel that you spent a lot of money on her in this relationship, so why in the world is she still holding you to this $1,000 when you spent far more than that whining and dining her, right?
Right.
Okay, what's your response to that?
A 2 for $20 at Applebee's is not $1,000.
So what you're telling me is you prefer Red Lobster?
Actually, I like P.F. Chang's. I'm not a bitter ex-girlfriend, and I wanted my money whether the relationship worked out or not, and that's why I have a promissory note. When he asked me for the extra money, I made him sign the note because I wanted my money, period, point blank.
Why did you sign a promissory note? She said you signed a promissory note. Is that true?
I looked at it as a joke. It's just a piece of paper. I didn't know she was going to take it this far. I thought after I, wine and dine and, pleasure her and stuff like that, that things would just kind of like brush it off, I mean, I ain't never charged her. It's like I ain't never said, well, okay, I got the, because, I'm from the South, so, we don't hardly give tips and stuff like that. So, we go to a dinner table. I ain't like I tell her, well, you got to go half on the meal and you got to go half on the tip. Our meal might cost $35, $40. And I didn't say you have to pay that.
Well, being from the South, because I'm from the South and I tip.
So you
I'm
already
from Louisiana. Why is that a Southern thing?
Huh?
I'm from Louisiana. Why is that a Southern thing?
Well, for one, it's like the cost of living is not kind of equal, and it's not hardly a lot of good jobs. So when a brother comes to take a woman and they spend $30, $45 at a restaurant, that's pretty great. That's almost half a light bill. So.
Okay.
And I never charged
anything. May I see the promissory
anything.
note, please? Half of a light bill.
And also, when she got her job, she had to get way to work too. I took her to work in the car.
So what about that? I mean, he's actually driving you to and from work every day?
No, that's not true.
This is interesting because in most cases involving relationships like this, it's one person's word against another, and there's never anything in writing. But in this case, I mean, this is your signature, right, sir?
Yeah, I remember this. It was like.
I'm sorry?
It was like.
Is this your signature?
Yes, it was like that. It was like that night she made me sign that paper, and it was on a gift card thing. And I just signed it because, I mean, it's not really even a legal document, really. That's why.
So let me explain a couple of things to you, Mr. Davis. When you put your signature on a piece of paper, doesn't matter if it's a gift card, a piece of toilet paper, a piece of newspaper, a matchbook cover, it doesn't matter, right? Now, She's written a document saying you owe her money and you've put your signature on it. If you don't want it to be taken seriously, then don't sign it. Because when she comes into court, this is a legal and binding now contract between the two of you. Now you've promised to pay her back the sum of $1,700. And I can't just ignore that because you say you didn't take it seriously, right? That's just like you coming in here saying you're from the South and you don't tip. That's problematic for you too. So I have a tip for you today. If you don't want to be bound by documents, don't sign them, sir. Judgment in this case for the plaintiff, $1,700. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
We give tips down there in the South. It's just that we don't give no big tips like that, you know.
He was going to pay me back in 2014, 2015 with his income tax. He never paid me back, and I'm just glad that Judge Faith took care of the situation and it's done and over with.
Plaintiff Connor O'Brien says he loaned his brother-in-law money to move, but instead he used it for a trip to Vegas and then refused to pay it back. He's suing for an unpaid loan. Defendant Pedro Lera says he doesn't owe any money because he's still looking for an apartment, and family should not sue family.
Connor O'Brien.
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing the defendant Pedro Lera.
Yes.
For $2,900 you say he owes you in an unpaid loan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How are the two of you related?
He is my husband's twin brother.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. So tell me what's going on here.
Well, me and my wife don't really. I call him my twin brother because I don't want to call him my brother-in-law because he's just kind of a bipolar Mexican. He goes up.
What?
Yeah.
But what does that have to do with him being Mexican?
I just.
Just want to throw out a racial slur?
No, not really. I mean, he's Mexican though. He is technically Mexican. Like,
Right, but
you know?
calling him a bipolar Mexican means what to you? What's the difference between a bipolar human being and a bipolar Mexican is what I'm trying to ask you.
Oh, nothing. It's exactly the same thing. He's just a bipolar human being then.
Not off to a great start, are we?
Yes, no, not at all.
So why don't we leave out the name calling?
Oh, yes,
You tell me about your case.
Okay. So yes, this is my husband's twin brother. He's an okay person, but he's not someone I actually will hang out with. His personality and the way he acts and his behaviors and the way he treats people, I don't agree with it.
So why don't you give me some background? Do you like your brother-in-law?
Not right now. So everything started months ago. When I was talking to my brother and I expressed him that I wanted to move out from my old place. He went and talked to him, and then he gave me the money to move out.
You asked him for money to help you move, and he gave you money?
I was talking with my brother. He gave me the money.
Okay, so you never had a conversation with him?
Coming up on Judge Faith, the contract is called into question.
Did you put anything in writing?
Yes.
You put something in writing?
I don't remember this.
So is your signature forged or not?
Plaintiff Connor O'Brien says Pedro is taking advantage of his kindness. He's suing for an unpaid loan. Defendant Pedro Lera says he doesn't owe because the money was for an apartment, and he hasn't found one yet.
And so the two of you agreed to, as you say, loan him the money to move into the new place.
Yes.
And so why didn't you move into the new place? What's the reasoning?
Because the landlord went and hired the rent.
So what did you do with the money if you didn't use it to move?
I've been using a little bit, but I still haven't moved. I'll pay him back when I move to another place.
Have you talked to your brother about this?
Yes.
And what has he said?
He just wants to stay out of it because since he's been like harassing me to pay back.
Has your brother asked you for the money?
He's fine with it.
So he's never asked you for the money?
No, but because of him, now if we hang out, he gets mad. I don't want to put my brother in a situation he has to choose sides.
Okay, you're suing your husband. It's not even a part of this lawsuit. The two of you agreed to loan money to Mr. Lera together, and he says he's going to move at the end of the summer, and the deadline for him paying you back is when he moves into a new place. So why should I enforce this now? This lawsuit seems to be premature.
My husband we want the money back. No, we want our money.
You can't say what your husband wants because he's not here.
I personally, I know my husband, we both want the money back. We thought we were giving him a short-term loan. He found a place.
Did you put anything in writing?
Yes, we put something in writing when he did not move into the place, and I was like, why hasn't he moved into the place?
You put something in writing?
I did not.
What do you say you have this in writing?
Here we go. In December of last year, when he did not move into the place, and he comes over to my house, bringing Grey Goose and new clothes and everything else. Don't come to my house with Grey Goose. He knows I'm a Costco kind of person, and no offense at all. You just drink it and you piss it away. So if he has enough money to come and bring Grey Goose, and
do you not understand where you are today? You think you're talking to one of your homies, one of your friends back at home?
No, do not. No.
So why don't you watch your language?
Oh, sorry about that. Then I'm sorry. I didn't know was a bad word.
Do you think it's appropriate for court?
No, sorry. But I had him sign that because we're like, he hasn't returned any of the money, and he hasn't moved to the place he found. And so when he's come around bringing all this stuff around to our house, I had him sign this saying that, hey, please bring us.
Is this something that you recognize and you're familiar with and that you signed? Because you say you don't know anything that's written.
I don't remember this.
So that's not your signature?
It is, but I don't remember this.
So in your statement to the court, you said that you didn't have any type of agreement regarding paying the money.
The agreement was paying back when I move out.
So is your signature forged or not?
What do you mean by forged?
Either you did or you didn't sign an agreement. Which is it?
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
Here's where we are. We have a document here that you allege is signed by the defendant. The defendant does not have any memory of entering into a written agreement, and he stated in his statement to the court that there was no written agreement between the two of you. And even in this written agreement, it says, please start paying soon. There are certain elements to every contract in order for me to enforce it when you sue. One of those elements is your lawsuit needs to be timely, meaning the money is due under the contract when you come into court. This agreement doesn't have a time frame as to when the money is due. It simply states, please start paying soon. So what is soon? That is the question. Is soon when he decides to move into a new place? And he says he's going to start moving into the new place? Because what I could do is enforce a judgment now and you still won't get your money because at the end of the day, I think he spent it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dismiss this lawsuit without prejudice. And if he doesn't pay you by the end of the summer, then you can refile. My suggestion to you is if you're going to come into court with a written document and you say it's signed by him, you need to bring in independent evidence, a signature evaluation that this is in fact his signature if you want to convince the trier of fact that you have a legitimate document here. Your case is dismissed without prejudice.
I hope this is going to help us to get back on where we were at, my brother and I. We've always been together, we're friends, and then he's part of my family too.
Until I get my money, I do not want anything to do with him.